Welcome back to my channel. My name's Kevin. This is the Filmmaker's Blog, and this video is very special because this video was requested by one of you. Right now, I'm going to be doing recommended videos from my audience. So Ben commented on my channel, and this is what he said. Very helpful tutorial, thank you. I really liked your master shot scene. It did not just show an example of the topic, it was really good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. How did you do the flashing of the gun? What lighting did you use? So he goes into what he thinks the lighting would be, and honestly he's not too far off. So I almost thought we could fact check him while showing what I actually did and see how much he grabbed just from his eye. I'm gonna roll it really quick for you all just in case you have not seen the video. It's only 1:30, so if you've seen it, you go ahead and skip ahead, and if you haven't, then here you go. Get in.
Look, Scott, I know you want him dead. I'm sorry, but I really think...
When I was in film school, my buddy Trevor and I were in a cinematography class, and the premise of the project was to create a quote-unquote perfect shot. Even though those are basically unobtainable. It's impossible to get a perfect shot because it's subjective. But the idea is that you work on one shot so very hard that you do everything you possibly can to make it the best that it can be. So I did my shot, and this is my buddy Trevor's shot. And so he hits me up the night before it's due and says, yo, I need to film my perfect shot. And I'm like, all right, let's do it. Let's get down. But first, do you want to come over for some tacos? And he's like, hell yes. So we head over, eat some tacos really quick. And then we're like, all right, so what are we going to do for your perfect shot? Well, I have an old 90s Volvo. He brought his Ronin, and that's the idea. So I get some like mob boss type of idea thing where like maybe one character's like the guy and the other character's the guy with no money that owns him stuff, and then he just pops him, throws him in the trunk, and dips. And Trevor was like, yeah, that works for me. So the flash had actually nothing to do with the lighter. It was all inside After Effects. And the way we did that was just on when it looked like I shot the gun, Trevor went in After Effects and created a flash initial, and then he created a glow on the environment. So that's really important, because if you just have the flash, but you have nothing to reference it in terms of the environment isn't also flashing in some capacity, then it's not going to look as good. And I think that's why it sold very well. It's because not only the flash of the gun, but you see it a little bit on me, you see it a little bit on Yulang, and that's how we did that. So one of the biggest parts about this shot is the camera movement. And there's really three main shots. The first is the close-up, where the camera is in the passenger seat, manned by my neighbor Ben, and then the camera gets passed off down the middle to the passenger seats, and Trevor, who's been hiding in the trunk this entire time, will grab that camera and bring it down to the trunk to get the second shot, which is a two shot. And then Trevor pulls back the camera all the way to the end of the trunk for the final shot, which is Yulang's hand. So that's the camera movement. We start with the close-up, we move to a 2-shot, we pass the camera from Ben to Trevor in the middle of the car, and then Trevor moves back to the back of the trunk to get the final shot, which is a close-up of the hand, but you're also seeing me in the background drive off. The point is that there's really 3 shots in this. It's not just one shot. So when you're planning out your own master shot, there's multiple framings you have to hit for it to work. So as you can see, we're being front lit here. We have an aperture LS1 right here, and that's just an LED panel. And it was actually raining this day. Even the raining sound effects in the actual movie are fake, but it was for sure raining. So we duct taped an umbrella over it. Not that that helps with the lighting at all, but I thought you guys would want to know that the lengths we went through to get this shot done. Right here, this is front lighting us, and we're actually getting a fog on the window right here. So it's actually doing a nice job of hiding that light, even though we're kind of hitting it hard straight on. And that kind of helped diffuse and disperse the light. And that wasn't anything that we tried to do. That was just because we had 3-4 guys in a car for hours, and it just got really hot in there. And even with the trunk door open and stuff like that, we still fogged it up. And it actually worked for our advantage because we had the light basically in plain view of the camera the whole time, but you couldn't really see it because it was so fogged out. Next thing we have is a 45 right here going on the opposite way. And this is also another LED panel with its own umbrella, and this is hitting the backside. So we have a front fill and kind of a 45 backlight lighting diagram going on. By the way, if you're looking for lighting diagrams just to get ideas for all types of shots, in the description below I have a free download that is every single lighting setup possible with 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, and 4 lights. So if you're interested in grabbing that, go ahead in the description. The link is right there. Super easy to get. All right, back to the breakdown. Now in the deep background you can see a tungsten light, and that was actually just a light that was on the house across the street. Something that is not seen here is we have a street lamp over here coming around and blasting this area with light, and this is coming super yellow. So this is what's creating the yellow cast around everything, but this light right here, that's what's actually, you know, providing the bokeh in the background. And then lastly, the last practical we have going on is of course the little lighter in the beginning. Let's go double check what our boy Ben said. Okay, 45 from the car. Okay, he got that. 45 from the car, front light. 1 point. It's reflector with CTO maybe. We didn't use any reflectors and we didn't use any gels. As I see, you have a cooler light source behind your car, visible in the mirror, and a bunch of practical lights, I guess normal street lights. Yes and yes. As you open the trunk and put the body in, the hard source light filling the trunk a bit. It comes from the street light also. Sorry if I overcomplicate, don't be sorry. This is what I live for. But figuring out how others solve tasks is just so much fun. I love to do that as well. I have a whole series of doing that. It's called Cinematography of, where I break down videos and figure out how I think that they were lit. Obviously, I can never fully know because I wasn't there, but lighting does say a lot about your image. You know, Ben, you're very, very close to this lighting scheme, and I applaud you. I had a lot of fun making this video. I hope that this helped you get your head around this shot in particular and all the little things that were done to make this happen. To everyone else watching, I'm still doing custom content on this YouTube channel. You can throw down anything you want to learn, questions about filmmaking, specific, non-specific. One guy said, LAR 80s, I'd like to see you challenge yourself to make a short film with what you only have during this quarantine, and then make a BTS and show how it happened and what the experience was and what not. Woo! That is a tall order. We'll see what I can do with one guy. Thanks so much for watching the video. If you like the video, give it a like, comment if you want any custom content for yourself. It could be about anything on the channel that you want me to break down, other videos you want me to break down, or just normal questions, specific or general, about the filmmaking process or the industry. Let me know. I will see you guys next Friday.